Hi, Gerhard Bloom, once again looking at the tyranny and the delusions of the social justice movement. So I've encountered a couple of people over the last couple of days speculating as to how this huge intelligence failure on the part of Israel allowed such a catastrophic attack on its people, right? Absolutely catastrophic. And the speculation, of intelligent people here is that Israel members of the government allowed this to happen for various reasons, right? The country's divided, political squabbling. Nothing unites a country like a war. This is true. But here are my thoughts. It is inconceivable, but let's walk through the logic here. And I've seen the 9/11 conspiracy theorists here. So let's look at 9/11 first, and you'll see the parallels that I'm attempting to draw to the Israeli situation. Okay, I'm an intelligence analyst, and I actually was, right? Senior intelligence analyst, or let's say I'm in the CIA. This 9/11 would have been a massive operation, a massive undertaking. So there are people who have, little bits of operational knowledge that they're required to get it done, like say planting explosives in the Twin Towers, right? And, other people, various, the logistical trails, but they're only told what they need to know operationally. But there are, quite a few people who still need to know broad picture, right? So let's just say I'm one of these people. Working in Washington, I got a brother or a cousin or a sister who's working in the Twin Towers. The Twin Towers, thousands of people go to work there every day. I'm working on this plan to take down the White House with American citizens in there, actually citizens from all over the globe, but, predominantly American citizens. So undoubtedly, somebody amongst this team who knows this entire picture has somebody they love and care for very dearly who works in the Twin Towers. So this is what happens. If it's me, I get on an airplane. I don't want, no phone calls, I get on an airplane. I fly to New York City, like several days before this operation is supposed to go down. I call you up, tell you to meet me at a coffee shop. You get there and I tell you, look, September 11th, phone in sick. And you know that I'm working for the agency, the CIA, right? You say, why? Never mind why, just phone in sick. And hey, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Oh, no, I won't. All right, off you go then. I get back on a plane, fly to Washington, D.C. You go back home. Your fiance works at the Twin Towers. Or you got a best buddy, works in the cubicle next door to you. Whatever. You know somebody who also works in the Twin Tower because you've been working there for years, and you say, hey, Bob, don't tell anybody. September 11th, you phone in sick. Why? Never mind. Just do it. Well, within a matter of several days, nobody shows up to work September 11th. There's some janitor that nobody fucking liked and knows. He's showing up to work. The two towers are empty. This is how this would play out, literally, because people won't keep their mouths shut and people care about other people. Israel, right? They're going to allow terrorists to streak across the border and slaughter innocent civilians. And of course they know that if Hamas gets across, they will slaughter innocent women and children. That's their game. So somebody in the know has to tell somebody because, they have family who lives near the border to Gaza. No, it is absolutely inconceivable from a planning and logistical perspective, right? And from a very human perspective. Anybody who's worked in any sort of institution knows that messages get fumbled, balls get dropped, And people talk. People who aren't supposed to talk, they talk. So, no, absolutely not. What happened was a massive, massive security failure at all levels. And, probably an over-reliance on, high tech, the fences with the wiring and 2 years of sophisticated planning. How did that not get leaked? Well, because only, from my understanding, from the information I have available to me now, only a handful of people knew exactly what the plan was and when it was going to go down and how it was going to go down. And they don't have friends and relatives that they're going to be killing over in Israel, right? So there's no requirement for them to warn family and friends because they ain't got any in Israel. And a significant plan, 2 years in the working, highly sophisticated. And, it looks like, Israeli military was distracted by, threats emanating from the West Bank and concerns thereof. So troops were diverted. But at the end of the day, this will be thoroughly investigated and questions asked. The other issue is, having been an intelligence analyst and a desk head looking at regional threats, it's not as though there's not enough intelligence. Frequently, there's too much, right? That's the signal noise problem. And imagine the noise that Israeli intelligence is constantly being fed. They're being inundated with pieces of information, some, unreliable or of dubious reliability, and other pieces of information useful and valuable, and you never hear of the attacks that didn't happen, right? Because they didn't happen. And you hear about the attacks that do. And it would be very difficult if you were an intelligence analyst in Israel to conceive of such a large and sophisticated attack coming out of Gaza, right? This is a scale and sophistication utterly unprecedented. So no deep conspiracy here on the Israeli side, or military intelligence, or the military, or the Netanyahu government. Absolutely not. It was an unmitigated disaster, an absolute tragedy, but no conspiracy. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and attention. Do check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice. It's available on Amazon. Not important because I wrote it. I wrote it because the issues could not be more important. And please do drop a thumbs up. Thanks so much for your time and attention now. Bye-bye.